بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. This is the first lecture of the second course, and the book we are going to study is Better English Pronunciation by J.D. O'Connor, 2003 edition. Now the first subject in this lecture is stop consonants. Stop consonants. In English, there are three pairs of stop consonants. We have pe, be, te, de, and ke, ge. So we have three pairs of stop consonants. ثلاث أزواج من stop consonants. Here, in all stop consonants, the breath is completely stopped. الهواء يتوقف. We call them stop consonants. Why? Because the breath is completely stopped. يتوقف الهواء. And then released with explosion. And then released with explosion. So here they are sometimes called plosives. Why? Because the breath is released with explosion. So there is what we call explosion. إذا عندنا أصوات انفجارية نسميها. We call them stops or plosives. We call them stops. Why? Because the breath stops. We call them plosives. Why? Because there is explosion or explosion. In fact, here, in all stop consonants or in every stop consonants, we can say that there are always four phases. هناك أربعة أطوار, four phases in all stop consonants. The first phase is the articulators or the organs of speech will be in contact with each other. For example, in pe and be, the lips are closed firmly. And in te and de, the tip of the tongue touches the alveolar ridge. In ke and ge, the back of the tongue touches the soft palate. So here, this is the first phase. That is the articulators will be in contact with each other. The second phase, the breath that comes out of the lungs stops either behind the lips when we talk about pe and be, or behind the tip of the tongue and the alveolar ridge, or behind the back of the tongue and the soft palate. So this is the second phase. The third phase is that the articulators move from each other suddenly. The articulators, that is the lips, or the tip of the tongue from the alveolar ridge, or the back of the tongue from the soft palate, moves suddenly. And this is the third phase, and the fourth phase is that the breath rushes out with a slight explosion or popping noise. The breath rushes out with a slight explosion or popping noise, and sometimes we have what we call aspiration in voiceless stops. That is pe, te, and ke. Now I'm going to talk about the first pair of stop consonants. That is pe, be. Pe, be. These are the first pair. This is the first pair of stop consonants, which consists of pe and be. What do we have here? Of course, we have, as you know, we have three things here to talk about. The first thing is that we have to draw the diagram. We have to mention the points related to the production of the phoneme or the sound. الرسم عندنا والنقاط, and also we have to describe these two phonemes or these two sounds. Now I'm going first to draw the upper jaw. This is the upper jaw. As you know, we start this way. This is the upper jaw. Now you see here, this is the upper jaw. Now what does the first point say? It says the lips for pe and be, the first thing is this, for pe and be, is that the lips are closed firmly. Now we draw it this way. The lips are closed firmly. course this results in هذا ينتج الآن غلق الشفاه. This results in stopping the air, that is the air can't go through the oral cavity. So here the lips are closed firmly, and simultaneously or at the same time في نفس الوقت the soft palate is raised. Now you see here the soft palate is raised, that is it touches the wall of the pharynx. Now you see the tongue. Again, the first point, the lips are closed firmly. The lips are closed firmly. And the soft palate is raised. The soft palate is raised so that the breath can't go through either the mouth or the nose. That is, both ways are now closed. That is, the oral cavity is blocked or is closed by what? By closing the two lips. غلق الشفاه. The oral cavity, the mouth is closed, is blocked by closing the lips. And also the nasal cavity is now blocked by what? By raising the soft palate. So again, the first point, the lips are closed firmly and the soft palate is raised so that the breath can't go from either the nose, the mouth, or the nose, but is trapped for a short time. So here the breath is trapped, that is stops completely. There is a complete closure. إغلاق تام. The breath is trapped for a short time. This is the first point. The second point, when the lips are opened suddenly, the breath rushes out with a slight explosion or popping noise. So again, when the lips are opened suddenly, عندما نفتح الشفاه, the breath goes out with a slight explosion or popping noise. The breath rushes out or goes out with a slight explosion or popping noise. Now the third point says that before the lips are opened suddenly, the rest of the mouth, بقية الفم, the oral cavity, that is, the rest of the mouth takes up the position necessary for the following sound. A vowel position if a vowel follows, like in pool, for example, or a consonant position if a consonant follows, that is in a play. What do we have here? Before the lips, that is when we have a context. عندنا سياق, عندنا الصوت يستخدم مع أصوات أخرى. So we say, before the lips are opened, the rest of the mouth, the rest of the oral cavity, بقية الأوral cavity, بقية المouth, takes up, يتخذ, the position necessary for the following sound. هنا راح يتهيأ الفم لإنتاج الأصوات الأخرى. For the following sound, a vowel position if a vowel follows. So for example, when we have the word pool, what do we have? The mouth takes up the position necessary for the vowel oo. So the lips are rounded, or will be rounded to produce oo, which is after p. Say pool. Now, if a consonant follows, we have, for example, in the word play, what do we have here? The tongue is raised, touching the alveolar ridge. So when we have the word play, for example, we have the tip of the tongue is raised, touching before the lips are opened. The tip of the tongue is raised, touching the alveolar ridge to produce l. So we say play. Now let's describe these two sounds. First, we have pe. From the point of view of manner of articulation, pe is what? Is stop or plosive. Now, from the point of view of place of articulation, it is what? It is bilabial, شفوية. Also, the third point, from the point of view of voicing, it is what? It is voiceless. Now, since it is voiceless, it will be what? Long, strong, and fortis. Describe B, second one, what do we have here? Be. We say it is also stop or plosive, and also bilabial شفوية, but it is voiced. It is voiced, and like P here we have P is voiceless, but B is voiced. Now since it is voiced, it will be what? It will be short, weak, and leanness. Now go to the book on page 41. Now on page 41, what do we have? Look at the top of this page. I'm going to read horizontally, so please listen to me. Peak, beak, pit, bit, pack, back, park, bark, port, bought, pull, bull, pride, bride, plays, and blaze. Go to the next group, please, middle of this page, all horizontally for the first group. Happy, shabby, paper, labor, simple, symbol, supper, rubber, repel, rebel, apply, oblige. The next group, marble, marvel, rib, river, habit, have it, rubber, lover, labor, favor, baby, navy. Now the last group, rip, rib, rope, robe, tap, tab, cap, cab, tribe, tribe, wrap, and grab.